you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. Today will be and is a special video, and it's not just because of my hair, because yes, it is important and special to me, but not as special as what I have for this video. Well, this is how it came out. I did do my hair in its highlights. I do miss my dark hair, but in reality, to be honest with you guys, I was ready to do a different look. I'm sorry if y'all don't like this new look, because I'm actually having trouble adjusting, but not because I don't like it. It's just different, and I haven't looked like this in many years. So therefore, please don't be rude in the comments. Please don't be mean, because just as you are trying to adjust to the new look, I am too. I just want to thank y'all for coming back, and I hope you are able to enjoy this video. So I'm gonna show you a small clip of what I went through before I did my hair. Here goes. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know today I am looking really crusty, but this is reality, and I'm about to do something really scary that I said I wasn't gonna do again. I'm about to do my hair. I haven't touched my hair, did anything to my hair besides like cuts, but I haven't dyed my hair like in 4 years or 5. Back then I used to bleach it. I used to always be messing with my hair, and it hardly ever grew until one point I actually, you know, just messed up my hair. So I got traumatized, and I said I'm never gonna do nothing to my hair again. I'm just gonna let it be natural until one day I'll get probably get gray hairs. Then I'll get some highlights to try and cover them up, right? But I still haven't gotten gray hairs, and I feel that when I look at myself in the mirror, like I feel like I need something. Like I feel like I need to do something to my look. I feel like I look so plain, and I just don't want to look like this anymore. Like sometimes I see myself in the videos, it looks fine in the videos, I guess because it's inside and it actually looks like a rich brown, but in reality my hair, it's like, it's a dark brown to me, but it's not like super dark, and it has like an ash tone to it, and I don't want it like that. So lo que voy a hacer, me voy a pintar el pelo, hacer mi new look y a ver cómo me va, because I'm really nervous, really nervous to do this, but I need to do something to myself, and this is what I'm gonna do. Well, I just wanted to go ahead and update y'all, and then I'm outside the hair salon already, but I'm gonna go see if she's in there, and I will get back at you. Okay, so that's how I was feeling. Oh, and in an update, right in the beginning, whenever I did the whole COVID hair loss video, a subscriber, she mentioned the rosemary treatment. I never tried it, but it so happened that I made it today. I already I did my hair. I want to make sure I put extra work into keeping my hair as healthy as possible, especially now that I added bleach, and you know bleach makes your hair dry, brittle, and it's easier for you to get breakage, all these things that are not so good. So let's see how this journey goes for me, because I have no idea. I'm hoping for the best, because ya lo hice, but I do really miss my brown hair, but it's gone, pero no importa. Life goes on. You guys, this video is gonna be special because I want to tell y'all about my experience when God has spoke to me. I'm here to talk about that because people need to hear about it. This video is gonna be to show how he's been there for me, and yeah, so if you want to stay tuned, please stay tuned, but please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Oh, and also press like, and don't forget to leave a comment, because I do like hearing from y'all. Be honest, I don't even know exactly where to start, because the times that I've heard from him been at different times. Like literally time can go by years, to be honest, and then I hear from him again. But I could tell you one thing, he's the only one that's been there for me when I've been in deep trouble, like deep. God is real, he does exist, and he is gonna be there whenever you need him. I don't care who says what. Okay. let me clear this up. I'm gonna tell you about instances that God spoke to me directly, and then I'm gonna speak about time that he spoke but not directly to me. Instances where I know he's there, but I'm just gonna share a few. Okay, when I was about to lose my virginity, if you don't know what happened to how I lost my virginity, please go look at my video. But moving on, so that's my first experience when I heard a voice. I don't know how to explain it. I don't think you could explain it, but there's somewhat of a voice in there, but it's like, it's very clear and you understand it very clear, okay? There's no confusion. And this voice said that I was gonna lose my virginity. When God speaks, in my personal experience, it's not like sentences, it's not paragraphs, it's not like, you know, these long conversations. I feel that he's very precise and like a little bit of work, but with those small words that he says, he lets you know everything that's gonna happen. So you want to make sure you connect with God and you tell God to take care of you, because he will. Okay, so that was the first time. The second time I heard from him was one time I was going to work. I used to work in the restaurant industry at that time. Clearly remember it was a Sunday because Sundays were the only times I worked in the mornings, and that's because we had brunch. But I remember that morning, it was a rainy morning, and I remember I had gone to McDonald's and gotten me some breakfast and an orange juice. I remember clearly that day I was drinking an orange juice. So I was driving on the freeway and the road was wet, but it did not look dangerous whatsoever. Didn't seem nothing odd, just seemed normal. So I was grabbing the steering wheel with my left hand, and with my right hand I was sipping my orange juice, like, you know, minding my business. And then all of a sudden I hear a voice, and it clearly told me to put my cup down and grab the steering wheel. So I immediately did that and grabbed it like right away. Once I grabbed the steering wheel, if I would have not listened to God when he told me to grab the steering wheel, when he did, honestly, I don't know what would have happened to me. I probably could have been dead or injured really bad. I just know that because when God speaks, he speaks when it's important, when it's something big. So I know it was either or. Once I grabbed the steering wheel, when I tell you the truck se empezó como like swerving really bad on the freeway, that I did not see coming. That if God did not tell me to put my cup down and grab the steering wheel, and if I would have been stubborn and not listened to, I don't know if I would be here talking to you right now. I really don't talk about this. I'm here to be more open. This is why I did this channel, because I know I've been through so much. I am not here to be like, oh, I'm perfect. Like, hopefully one day I get to be perfect, but you know, we're human and we're not perfect. But we should definitely thrive to do that. Because you're gonna be alone, and the only one that's gonna have your back is God. That is the truth. I am not gonna sugarcoat that. And thankfully I'm still alive because God has gotten me through a lot of things, okay? A lot of sticky situations. Moving on. So yeah, that happened to me. This one's special because it involves me meeting my husband. So I did the 40-day fast, and one of the things I asked God to please fix my life. Cause girl, I just thought I was gonna be single forever. Not that there was something wrong with me, which I know I've been a handful, but I just honestly thought I was gonna be single forever, because honestly I just didn't want to marry just anybody. Like, I wanted that person to be special, and I want y'all girls or whoever's watching this, if you're a guy, everybody needs to wait on God to give you a perfect partner, because he will. Like, your partner is out there. So one of the things I asked God was, if I was gonna ever get married, get me ready. If it's gonna happen, for it to happen, and if it's not, okay, like, still fix my life. At this point I wanted to go work in the refineries, because I had gotten a TWIC card, but it was just sitting on a counter for like 2 years. So I was asking God to please give me a chance to go work in the refineries, because I was ready to go make some money, and he answered. And that's how I went in, and like almost a year later or a year and a half later is when I met my husband. So when you ask God for things, and if he finds it fit for you, he will give it to you at its right time. Because remember, God's time is perfect. Because regardless, if I wanted my man to come in at a different time in my life, I could tell you right now and be honest with you, I would have not been able to handle it, because I was a handful. And if you're not mature enough, you're not going to be able to keep that person. Or you want to make sure that whenever that person does come, you know how to take care of that person, because you want to make sure that you don't go into marriage being a mess up, or with the mentality of like, I'm gonna get married and then I'm gonna still have my side piece or side pieces, or just do whatever I want, because then you're just only setting yourself up for failure. So do not set yourself up. Make sure you have your mind straight, and you want to make sure that when you go into marriage, you're not the only one that wants to do it, because marriage is not about one person. I don't care how much you love this person, I don't care. Make sure that you are not the only one trying to go into marriage. Make sure that that person wants to do marriage, and that person wants to do marriage with you. And you gotta be very watchful and observe if that person's ready. Like, think about this before you go and make a big decision, because marriage is forever. Marriage is not easy. So make sure you ask God to bring the right person to you, and you go in it knowing that it's not easy, but this is the right person. But anyways, let me keep on going. So the third time that God spoke to me was when I met my husband. Oh, I remember that before I heard from God, like, I always wondered, like, how do you know that that person is the one? So I used to ask my cousins, the ones that were married, I used to be like, so how do you know the person's the one? Like, how do you know? Like, whenever you see that person walking in, or wherever you see that person, do all of a sudden you hear like, ah, or what? Like, is there like a light, you know, that's just like around them, and it's like, this is the one, or what? Like, how does this happen? Because I wanted to make sure that whenever my man came around, I'll be able to like recognize my man, you know? So every time I'll ask my cousins, they'll be like, you'll just know. So for us, when, well, not me anymore, but us that were single at the time, or that are single, when somebody tells you, you'll just know, it's not very helpful to you, because you're like, okay, like, but how will you just know, right? I know. But here's what. Talk to God. Tell God whatever your prayer is, and at his time, and if it's from him, he'll show you, okay? You'll just know. Now I sound like them, okay? And this is how I knew. And I didn't know because my eyes saw or heard like little, ah. No, that's not how it happened. All right, here it goes. Okay, so I went up to my husband. He was at that time sitting on a forklift, so you already know he's already like high in the forklift. And I was like, can I borrow a lock? I needed a lock. I was working in a furnace. So then he tells me, okay, I'll take it to you. And I said, okay. So then when I turned around, I left walking back to my job site. Right when I left walking, I heard God talk to me. And this is what he said, you and him. And I said, and right after I said, God said, yes, like right like that. Like a confirmation like that. And you know what I said? I said, I don't think so. Because I honestly thought that I was living my life, and I totally forgot that I asked God to show me and let me know when I see my husband. Okay, so that was the third time God spoke to me. And God is real. It's just another reminder, but I still have more. So now we're talking about when God spoke to me, not directly to me, but to me through someone else. So a long time ago, when I was younger, I was raised Christian. I was raised in church. My parents took me to church like 3 to 4 days a week all my life. I grew up in church. So I remember when this happened, I was like 15 or 16 years old. And I really wanted to go out with my friends, you know, because I really thought I was grown, I guess. And I just thought that stuff out there was more fun and better than going to church. And I remember that night, it was during winter, and I remember I wanted to really go out with my friends. I know there's young people out there watching, and I just want y'all to know that it's not as good as it seems out there, okay? So this night I really wanted to go out with my friends, and I remember I told my mom and dad that I wanted to go out, but they told me no. That was it. Like, it was a whole big argument where I wasn't gonna go to church. And I remember that my parents did the most that night, like they never done before. And it's not that my parents didn't make me go to church. They'll make me go to church, okay? But when I tell you that this night my parents did the most, okay, like extra most, to put me in the truck. When at this time, like, if it wasn't for my parents, like, literally being so extra, I don't know where I'll be, okay? So then they got me to go to church, and I remember that night yo traía una jacket blanca, very pretty jacket, y aquí tenía mucha pelusa. Beautiful jacket. I remember that we got there, but we got there really late. So late that once we got there, not long after, they're already entregando el púlpito for the preacher to come in and start preaching. That's how late we were. So by that time ya estábamos en la bench, and I'm pretty sure my face looked so mad because I was mad, because I really wanted to go out with my friends, right? I remember that night, this night, there was a special preacher going, not from home, you know? It was a preacher that I never met before. And obviously I was not even trying to be involved in church, so I didn't know there was a preacher coming, right? And I remember just standing there, my parents were clapping and everything, and I was mad and I was not clapping. And pasa el preacher to the front, and then once he grabs the mic, not long after, like, they already bring the music down, and he says, Dios me está diciendo algo. And mind you, the church was full. And then he pointed at me and he said, tú, ven para acá. La muchacha de blanco, ven para acá. And at this point, I knew I was wearing white, but I didn't think he was talking to me, because it's like, you know, like, so I'm over here like turning around because I'm wondering who he's talking to. And I guess he sees me looking around, and he goes like, no, tú, la de la chamarra blanca con la pelusa blanca. Tú ven acá. And then I was like, and then he's like, yeah, we are, you know, it's me. So then, well, of course your heart stops, you know what I mean? It goes from me being angry and mad. So I go to the front, and the preacher tells me, Dios quiere que te diga algo. And he asked my parents to come to the front, and they did, and they were standing like right behind me. He starts telling me, God wants you to know that tonight you were gonna die. That tonight, when you were out with your friends, you weren't gonna make it back home. You were going to die. When I tell you that God is real and God has been there with me in the tough times, I could literally tell you stories for days, years. So I started weeping, and I was thankful to God, and I was scared, and I knew what the type of people I was hanging around with. I knew who I was around with. But just to hear someone tell you that you were gonna die that night, I got prayed for, and I was just thankful that God had saved me from dying. It would have been really bad. Now I'm gonna tell you about another time. I remember this one time I was in a physical altercation, and I remember it was just me and this person. We were going at it. But eventually, after so much going at it, you start losing strength. Your body just starts getting tired, and that's not a good thing, but that happens when two people are going at it, right? Like bad. And I remember that I was losing strength, and I'm not gonna give up. Like, I'm gonna keep pushing until I can, but you could only push so much until your body just starts like getting tired. So like, I already felt that I was getting tired, but you know, I'm not gonna give up, but my body was giving up. So I remember I started like connecting with God, and I remember I asked God, get me out of this. While I was physically fighting, I was saying, God, get me out of this, not here. Like, I didn't want to die there. It was just like, just not there. And I don't know, I just started talking to God while I was swinging. And I remember like telling him, just please get me out, not here. I didn't want to end up my life like right in that spot or area because I just didn't want it there. When I tell you I didn't cry to God out loud, because I'm literally fighting, like fighting, you know. The person that I was fighting, all of a sudden stops, and that person starts crying, and the person just says, I can't, God loves you too much, I can't do it. That's it. Like, I knew God heard me. Like, he heard me. When I tell you God is real, God is real. And I don't know why I kept this inside, but it's probably because, I mean, I'm just starting the channel, you know, like, who was I gonna tell? God is real. He came through. So before I move on with the story, it was kind of like done, but I just want to read like a passage in the Bible that's on Psalms 50:15, Salmo 50:15. It says, then call on me when you are in trouble, and I will rescue you, and I will give you glory. Bam. And that's what happened that night. I called on God because I was in trouble. Like, I was gonna probably that night. So God hears you, okay? So if you're in trouble, I don't care what you're doing, call on to God. God will help you. He'll get you out. God is real. He knows who you are. He knows what you're doing. He knows what's gonna happen. Yeah, but God speaks, and I just want to be real with y'all. I'm not alive because I got it going on. I'm alive because I believe I have a purpose. What is it? I don't know. It's probably talking to y'all. I seriously don't know, but you know, I just want you to remind yourself that you have a purpose. In this channel, I will be talking about a lot of life-related situations that people go through, but I'm gonna speak about stuff that I've been through because a lot of people don't speak about it. So people feel like, oh, I'm probably like the only one, you know, that is going through this hardship, or like nobody understands me. Nobody been through what I've been through, you know. So I'm just gonna use what I've been through to help other people that are going through things that I've been through, or maybe if they hear something they could like pick up on something, or I don't know. I just want to put this out there so for whoever needs it or wants to hear it, I don't know, in a positive way. I'm just putting it out in a positive way because I don't know, people need to hear the truth, because I feel like people be hiding what really happens, you know. So but before I finish this video, like, I do want to say that I would like y'all to subscribe, like the video, and comment. If there's anything that y'all want me to talk about, let me know in the comments, and that way we could talk about them. Before this video ends, I want to let y'all know what my favorite texto de la Biblia is, which is Psalms 91. This is the verse that I always stick to or read so many times in my life. Like, since I was little, this has been my favorite texto. We're all gonna have our favorite texto, you know. So if you don't know what your favorite texto is, I encourage you to go get your Bible and go read it, and then go from there. A lot of beautiful verses, chapters in the Bible, like in the book of Psalms or in Proverbs, if you want to catch some wisdom. Or they have like beautiful stories that you probably be like, I didn't know that existed back then. Oh, that was going on back then. What? Like, yeah, I know. I'm telling you the truth, because that's how I be feeling when I be reading. I was like, what? They did that back then too? Wow. I thought it was just us, you know, since we're so evolved. But no. You'll be surprised. But anyways, this is it for this video. I want to thank you so much for staying tuned, but please, before you go, don't forget to press like, subscribe, and comment. I really do appreciate it. Hasta la próxima. Bye.